others to find us on YouTube. Today's lesson is lesson number 41. God goes with me wherever I go. I love this lesson. God goes with me wherever I go. God has been with me from the beginning of time and will be with me throughout all eternity. God never leaves us. God never forsakes us. He is always with us, no matter what. Let's read today's lesson. Today's idea will eventually overcome completely the sense of loneliness and abandonment all the separated ones experience. Depression is an inevitable consequence of separation. So are anxiety, worry, a deep sense of helplessness, misery, suffering, and an intense fear of loss. Let's talk about it. All of these seeming problems of the world, such as depression, anxiety, fear of loss, all come from the ego. This is not to say that we don't suffer loss. Of course, when we lose someone that we love, we are going to go through a period of grieving. Nothing is going to save us from that. That is part of our human experience, and we do want to honor that process. However, when we get stuck in such feelings as depression and anxiety or the fear of loss, we're worried about losing someone or something, then this is of the ego. A Course in Miracles tells us that the root of this is the separation, the illusion that we are these individual little bodies traveling around the world, disconnected from everyone and everything. We all have felt like that. You may have felt like that at different times in your life. I know I certainly have. But A Course in Miracles guarantees that there is a solution for this. And the solution is to accept that we are, in fact, one with God and all of creation. It's as simple as changing the way that we think from one of separation to one of union. Let's read on. The separated ones have invented many cures for what they believe to be the ills of the world. But the one thing they do not do is question the reality of the problem. Yet its effects cannot be cured because the problem is not real. The idea for today has the power to end all this foolishness forever. And foolishness it is, despite the serious and tragic forms it may take. Let's imagine that we have a big bucket, and the bucket is called the illusion of separation. It is not real, but we're going to pretend for now that we have a literal bucket here. And inside this bucket, we put things like depression, anxiety, fear of loss. Now, we look at this bucket and we go, oh my gosh, it's just a dream. It's just an illusion. It's not real. Poof, it's gone. When we accept that this is all BS and we realize that our true self, our reality, is in the union with God and all of creation, then we don't need to pay attention to those old ways of thinking, those old ways of believing. Let's read on. Deep within you is everything that is perfect, ready to radiate through you and out into the world. It will cure all sorrow and pain and fear and loss because it will heal the mind that thought these things were real and suffered out of its allegiance to them. Let's talk about it. Imagine that inside of you is this brilliant light, but you've been hiding it. There's been this dark, heavy pot over it, and it doesn't let even a smidgen of light out because there actually is brilliant light inside of you. Deep within us is everything that is perfect, ready to radiate through you and out into the world. Let's take that big, heavy pot off of our bright, glowing light and let that light shine out for all the world to see. Let that light shine, my friends. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let's read on. You can never be deprived of your perfect holiness because its source goes with you wherever you go. You can never suffer because the source of all joy goes with you wherever you go. You can never be alone because the source of all life goes with you wherever you go. Nothing can destroy your peace of mind because God goes with you wherever you go. What a beautiful section. Let's talk about it. We have been reading about our holiness since lesson 35. My mind is part of God's. I am very holy. Lesson 36. My holiness envelops everything I see. Lesson 37. My holiness blesses the world. Lesson 38. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. Lesson 39. My holiness is my salvation. We can see once again how we are being led gradually deeper and deeper to this acceptance of the principles of the Course. I am very holy. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. And now you can never be deprived of your perfect holiness. Are you convinced of your perfect holiness yet? It's okay if you're not, because we're going to come back to this idea over and over again throughout the Course. Let's read on. We understand that you do not believe all this. How could you, when the truth is hidden deep within, under a heavy cloud of insane thoughts, dense and obscuring, yet representing all you see? Today, we will make our first attempt to get past this dark and heavy cloud and to go through it to the light beyond. Okay, let's talk about these clouds. Have you ever been in super dense fog and tried to walk or drive in it? Walking isn't so bad because if you bump into something, it won't hurt too badly. But if you drive into something, that could be very serious. It's horrible. You cannot see where you're going or what you're doing, and it can be very frightening. This is what we live in. When we're seeing through the eyes of the ego, we literally have dirty glasses, and these can make the world seem very dark and scary. I love it when we go in an airplane and there's thick clouds blanketing the earth when we take off. But once we get through those clouds, above us is this beautiful clear blue sky. That is what this is talking about. These clouds are made up of all of the fear, anxiety, worry, and upset that we encounter when we are seeing through the eyes of the ego. Here it says, under a heavy cloud of the truth is hidden deep within, under a heavy cloud of insane thoughts, dense and obscuring, yet representing all you see. These clouds are the truth is hidden deep within our consciousness. A Course in Miracles is helping us to uncover this truth by day by day by day, introducing us and reinforcing and reviewing these thoughts of love, these thoughts of God's love. Let's read on. There will only be one long practice period today. In the morning, as soon as you get up if possible, sit quietly for some 3 to 5 minutes with your eyes closed. At the beginning of the practice period, repeat today's idea very slowly, then make no effort to think of anything. Try instead to get a sense of turning inward, past all the idle thoughts of the world. Try to enter very deeply into your own mind, keeping it clear of any thoughts that might divert your attention. We'll come back to talking about our practice periods at the end. Let's keep reading. From time to time, you may repeat the idea if you find it helpful, but most of all, try to sink down and inward, away from the world and all the foolish thoughts of the world. You are trying to reach past all these things. You are trying to leave appearances and approach reality. We are trying to get into that deeper level of consciousness where we all know that God abides deep inside of every single one of us. Let's keep reading. It is quite possible to reach God. In fact, it is very easy because it is the most natural thing in the world. You might even say it is the only natural thing in the world. The way will open if you believe that it is possible. This exercise can bring very startling results, even the first time it is attempted, and sooner or later it is always successful. We will go into more detail about this kind of practice as we go along. but it will never fail. But it will never fail completely, and instant success is possible. Don't worry about it if you don't reach this instant success. In fact, it is in our faithful applying of these ideas. It is in our faithful applying of these ideas day by day by day by day that we get stronger, just like a weightlifter, but it's always in the practice. This is explaining a structure for meditation that we will review at the end of today's lesson. Throughout today, let's finish the reading. Throughout the day, use today's idea often, repeating it very slowly, preferably with eyes closed. Think of what you are saying, what the words mean. Concentrate on the holiness that they imply about you, on the unfailing companionship that is yours, on the complete protection that surrounds you. You can indeed afford to laugh. You can indeed afford to laugh at fear thoughts, remembering that God goes with you wherever you go. Let's talk about it. We only have one long practice period this morning, preferably first thing in the morning. In this practice period, we are going to sit in meditation. The structure for the suggested structure for the meditation is as follows. First, we're going to repeat the idea very slowly. If you would like to close your eyes, I will just take you through this meditation. God goes with me wherever I go. God goes with me wherever I go. Make no effort to think of anything. Just let your thoughts go. As you go deeper and deeper into the meditation, God goes with me wherever I go. Try to get a sense of turning inward past all idle thoughts of the world. God goes with me wherever I go. Try to get a sense of turning inward past all idle thoughts of the world. God goes with me wherever I go. Try to enter very deeply into your own mind, keeping it clear of any thoughts that might divert your attention. God goes with me wherever I go. Try to sink downward and inward, away from the world and away from all the foolish thoughts of the world. God goes with me wherever I go. You are trying to leave appearances and approach reality. It is quite possible to reach God. The way will open if you believe that it is possible. God goes with me wherever I go. You may want to just sit quietly. You may want to turn off the video and just sit quietly as you go deeper and deeper into the meditation. If you need to say today's idea over and over again to help you relax, you may do that. And when you're ready, come back into the room and we'll finish today's reading and we'll finish today's lesson. We are encouraged to use the idea often throughout the day when it is needed, particularly if we come up against difficulty of any kind. We are encouraged to really think about the meaning of the words. God goes with me wherever I go. We are never alone. We have never been alone. God has never left us. We may have moved away from God, but God has always been here. But God has always been with us and always will be with us. God goes with me wherever I go. Thanks so much for listening right until the end, my friends. Are you ready for our special treat? God goes with me wherever I go. Have a day of feeling God with you everywhere you go, today and every day, my friends. I love you.